Pop, I'm so excited that spring is finally here.
Me too, Callan. You know what else I'm excited about?
What?
Right now at Johnson Dodge, cross a Jeep Ram in Meridian, $199 down is all you need to drive away in style. We've got a huge selection of quality, pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, and more arriving daily.
Only $199 down on any vehicle? Wow, that's amazing, Pop Pop.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Good Monday morning. This the 19th day of June, otherwise known as Juneteenth. How about that? Off and running this morning, Roger B. in the studio, along with Say Hi To. Here he is. He's the man. And, of course, his name is Rob Atkinson.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you this fine Monday morning?
Yes, I still work here. I am glad to be back after a whole month off, maybe.
I'm so glad that you do take some time off to kind of show that, yes, I'm not the only one that leaves the studio from time to time.
So I have no room to talk now.
That's right. And normally this time of the week, we would have Charles Frazier here with us.
But he's gone. Well, it's summer. Everybody's doing their, vacationing stuff and taking some time off. So, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And it is Monday. And, of course, it is what they say on the Fox News, kind of a new holiday, but somewhat new. What was the word they used?
Relatively new
holiday.
Yeah, they started. This is a federal holiday today, being Juneteenth, and they started celebrating this or observing the holiday rather in 2021. So this is only we're only a few years into this. So it's not a state holiday. This is a federal holiday. So obviously banks will be closed today. No mail will run today, but. To my understanding, state offices and whatnot will be open today. I guess that would assume that would go for the county as well. So,
okay.
So there you go.
I like that. You said banks are closed.
Yeah.
I think somewhere in the banking business, they look at all the calendars and say, okay, how many days can we pull out this calendar and close our doors?
It's not a bad gig.
I know it. It's like,
get the day off.
Anyway,
which it may be a good thing.
To all my banker friends out there,
which it may be a good thing considering all the weather we got last night. Because I don't think anybody got a lot of sleep last night. So
I am one of those.
I'm one of those as well.
2:00. I think the tornado sirens were going off. The weather alert sirens.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason I say that is because when they were almost done, that's when I finally heard them. Because I'm out in the middle of the county here,
right.
Over in Russell, and we don't really hear our siren that well.
Yeah, the first round of it,
but that's okay.
That got here to Lauderdale County. It was pretty late into the night. I know that Newton and Scott counties got the first handful of storms, and there was a pretty large tornado that they had spotted down in Jasper County. Of course, that's making national headlines this morning. Hit down around Bay Springs and the Lewin community down in that area. I think there has been a fatality, and they're still trying to assess the situation down there around Bay Springs and Lewin this morning. So got pretty nasty down there. And I know there were some more trees down during the overnight hours. I know there was a few of those down around our neck of the woods. So, but I
would say out traveling around this morning, be careful rounding curves and places where people maybe haven't traveled, because could be something down that wasn't there before.
Absolutely.
That nice I guess the ground is kind of damp, Rob, because as I recall, we've had a little rain lately.
A little bit. I'm so tired of the rain. Last week I was working state games out at the college, and it was every single day. It was pull the tarp, fix the field up. It was just one of those weeks. But yeah, it's been really nasty. Of course, the nastiest day we had was late Thursday night into Friday morning when we got those straight line winds. It really caused a lot of havoc. So, but
well, and then of course, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, all right, we got the rain's come and it's gone. But guess what? Tomorrow, well, only a 30% chance of showers tomorrow.
It's going to rain.
But then Wednesday's up to 60% on Wednesday.
It's going to rain again.
60% on Thursday. 50% on Friday. And 50% on Saturday and Sunday.
And guess what? Everybody's lawn is going to look like the Amazon by the end of the week. So, good grief.
We're going back to machetes and swing blades. That's how we're going to get through the cut the yard after this is all over.
Going to be cutting the grass by this weekend. You're going to be screaming Dr. Jones while you're cutting the grass because Indiana Jones is going to be out there. So,
honey, can you bring the tractor and pull the mower out? I got stuck.
I know. So
bring a chain.
So it's going to be. And by the way, folks, we are also live online this morning as well. If you go like the WALT Talk Radio Facebook page, we are now streaming live online this morning. So there you go.
So you can see our faces live and in color.
Hello.
And I'd just like to take this time to apologize for.
You missed a spot. You're supposed to get the makeup right there.
Is it a little shiny up there?
Yeah.
Oh, mercy.
That's the only thing about the lighting. It's going to get my shiny head now.
Well, let it shine.
Let it shine.
Hello, everybody. Glad you're out there.
Hey.
And we would invite you to call in our show at 601-485-9191. That's our talk line, 601-485-9191. We have a caller on the line. Good morning. Welcome to our show.
Good morning.
How are you today, Mr. Jaisley?
I'm doing fine and grateful that didn't lose power and able to take nourishment this morning.
No trees down there on the South 40?
Not to my knowledge. I've looked around a little bit. But, there's an active tornado warning, or if it expired at 7 in Mississippi right now. It's just, this weather has just been crazy. And today, tomorrow, and Wednesday are weather alert days.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, there's no real relief in sight. Just when you think the rain has gone through, like yesterday, I was a little late getting to my chores, and then the rain cleared and said, it feels a little bit cooler. It feels good, working outside in the evening last evening. And then, boy, last night, boom, another line comes through.
And what's really interesting is this lightning we're seeing now. Used to, you'd see a little bit of lightning and then thunder. Mm-hmm. But, it's just almost like a strobe light.
Yeah, that lightning during the overnight, I was telling my wife, I was like, it was just like every 2-3 seconds. It was like right. Boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. So,
and it's quite interesting. I wonder what's because we've got a big dome of heat over Texas and that area there. Mm-hmm. But I just wondered what is causing that type of lightning, because, that's not the way we normally are used to have it. Let me put it that way,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we used to the occasional flash and boom, right? That's what we're used to.
Right, exactly.
Well, I'm glad you're safe out there in your part of the woods, and
I'm glad you were safe up in your part of the woods there.
Yeah, nothing.
No water spouts.
I can tell you this: all the limbs that are down in my yard are ones that I cut last weekend, and I didn't get them all picked up this weekend.
Well, that's good. Did you see the water spout on the beach?
I didn't see the one that maybe you're speaking of, but my son actually sent me some pictures. He lives down the Keys now, and he sent me some pictures of a couple of water spouts.
Well, that's way on down there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's way on.
This was coming on. It came on shore, and both people were scrambling. They were,
was that in Alabama?
And stuff were being blown around. I'm thinking it was Florida, and I'm thinking Pensacola, but I'm not absolutely certain of that. But I just saw the video. But
nature's got some interesting things for us here this summer.
That it does, and you guys stay safe and have a great day.
Well, just be careful because the Chunky River might be on the rise.
Oh, yeah.
No, the no doubt about that. Nothing. I was over it yesterday, and it's quite high.
All right, there you go. We've got the official river level, water level from our man out there, and Chunky J. Slay, saying that it's mighty high.
And also the report from the mayor of Meehan.
Yes, sir. We had one tree down I know of. It was right in front of the store there on 80, but they got it cleaned up during the overnight.
The store's open, right?
The store's open.
Okay, good.
Store's open.
Cool.
Well, the tree has been removed.
The tree has been removed. Yes.
Okay, good. So
Yeah.
I can go to Peavy's at Meehan.
Yeah, it was one of those big pine trees on that one side of 80. It fell right across the highway, but they got it cleaned up, and you'll be able to see a little bit of the debris kind of left over on each side. So.
Yeah. All right, you guys have a great day.
Thank you, sir, for the phone call. Appreciate it. 601-485-9191. That is our talk line. We want you to be part of it, part of the show. Give us a call. And want to remind you that we are brought to you by different sponsors, and we want to say a big thank you to, speaking of Chunky, well, out there's a place where Gary Barber lives.
That's right.
He comes into town, opens up the shop every day.
He's probably the one who cleaned the tree up, probably.
Or I got to get to work.
I got to get to work. Barber and Sons Plumbing here in Meridian, 1123 26th Avenue. You can call them at 601-482-7023. Of course, they sell every type of plumbing part. They got them available there. They do small commercial jobs, residential jobs. And if you're doing one of those remodeling jobs, you're a do-it-yourselfer, and you kind of get stuck on a project, Gary will have the solution for you. And of course, don't go to one of those big box stores and get lost up and down the aisles. Go and support a good local business, and their third generation down there at Barber and Sons Plumbing, Gayla Gartman and Gary Barber. 601-482-7023. Go by and see them there at the shop at 1123 26th Avenue here in Meridian. One more time, that number, 482-7023. When it comes to plumbing, there's one place, and that's Barber and Sons Plumbing.
Friday, Rob, when you were recovering from the late night ball games on into the early morning there, driving into work Friday, I saw the storm off to the west and got to the studio, and it kind of opened up, and wind was blowing, and we had damage reports Friday morning of power lines down, trees down. And want to remind people, if you have any reports out there that's interrupting service, either utilities or powered poles or trees down, let us know. 601-485-9191.
Well, we got our first good morning over on our Facebook page. Good morning to Radar out there watching us on Facebook this morning. So,
yeah, he's not driving then if he's watching us on Facebook. Radar, have you retired, or you just this is before you started the truck? You can give us a call here at 601-485-9191.
That's right, folks. We are live on the old Facebook now. So.
And Rob, you told me that there was a chance that Delbert Hoseman would call in Friday.
Yeah,
which he did.
It was a coin flip,
but he did call in. We talked for a little while, and so as we have done throughout the political season, any candidate who's running for office, state or county, welcome to call in or come in and be part of our program. So if you're a candidate out there and you have not yet been on WALT, we invite you to give us a call at our office. And this is a different number. It's 601-693-3434, 601-693-3434. And we can set up a time for you to come on Mornings in Meridian.
All right, big shout out to Maureen, who's watching from Asheville. She says, "Hey, Roger from Asheville."
Well, hey, Mo, how you doing? My goodness.
See, we're reaching everybody now.
Now I'm scared.
Now you're scared.
Now I'm scared. I used to think that kind of like, what you said is kind of here in town, and and then you can be isolated from people that outside of town. But now, whoa, here we are.
Here we are. Yeah.
We'll just, I know that her beloved Pat is getting over Patrick. He's recovering from surgery. So just wish you the best there, Patrick. Hope everything's going well. And take it easy on the caregiver, Patrick.
There you go. I know over the weekend we had a lot of community events going on. I know we mentioned today is the official holiday for Juneteenth, but there was a lot of celebrations and whatnot here in Meridian. They had to move a lot of that stuff to the Temple Theater due to weather and whatnot. You had the event up in Lauderdale back on Saturday, which I heard that was very successful. There's a lot of those political candidates that were up there in Lauderdale over the weekend doing their speaking. And so we had a handful of things going on along with state games. So Meridian was a little busy with stuff going on. So
busy. We were talking about Friday after Delbert Hoseman, candidate for lieutenant governor, was on. Then we had Ed Abdallah who came on.
Love me some Ed Abdallah.
Well, I'm going to tell you, he's going to bike around Mississippi. And that's going to kick off July 4th.
Shocker that Ed's biking somewhere.
Well, cycling, I guess they call it. He's going to ride his bicycle around Mississippi. It's going to be about 1,167 miles. Not about. It's that's the distance he's going to go. 1,167 miles. And this is all your sponsorship and contributions go to help Mary Hope so that we can put a new roof on the great historic home and museum. So be paying attention to that as we come along. But that was a good visit with him, and want to remind folks about that. Well, it looks like we got a phone call here at Mornings in Meridian. Good morning, caller. Welcome to our show.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all?
Hey.
Doing fine, Mr. Chuck.
Had a busy weekend out here getting these trees and stuff off the road. So thumbs up to the city, county, and MDOT workers who are in charge of opening the road up. You know, we don't get classified as first responders, but the first responders can't get to where they're going till we clear up the road. So actually, they're second responders.
You'd be the very first responders.
We're the very first.
Now you're talking about. Are you just talking about in your area where you live, or just other parts of the county?
No, I cover Lauderdale. I'm MDOT covering Lauderdale County.
Oh wow!
So I had a monster tree blow down right beside my house across the road too. So the county had to come take care of that. Big one. Hated to lose it. It was a monster, but it's gone now.
Well, that's something that you probably have had to do more and more this year than any other year, wouldn't you say?
It's been when it's wet and the wind mix the wet ground with the wind, the trees are gonna go down. So yes, yeah. You know, we had that one little dry spell, looked like it's gonna dry out there, but that is long since gone. So.
I was watching Clark County pretty close last night, and that one storm that went through Bay Springs and Lewin, I was kind of like, man, Clark County better batten down the hatches last night.
Yeah, it was. We just thoughts and prayers with the folks from over in Lewin. I don't know, did they say for fatalities how many it was?
As of this morning, I know that it was a big story in the national news. I think they had said one at this point, and they were still kind of assessing the rest of everything going on down there.
Yeah, well, we're talking about the weather today, but I want to go back to your interview, Roger, with Mr. Hoseman.
Oh,
and
okay.
Just one thing stuck out so blatantly to me, where you tried to explain to him that in the classroom, we can go around and say they all have mental problems if we want to, but they got a lot more disciplinary problems than they got mental problems.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't really want to go there, but he wanted to say it was mental, so I was going to come up with another program, throw a bunch more money at it. But you hit the nail on the head when you were trying to say, there may be a couple of mental ones there, but we have taken discipline out of schools. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that's why the kids act like they do and treat the teachers the way they do.
Well, and that's kind of what I was getting at is what can we do as far as the state education, as far as what can you do to empower teachers to really be able to take control of the classroom again? Well,
you're going to have to go head to head with the ACLU, the Southern Poverty Law Center, and whoever else comes at you in these lawsuits, and take your schools back. Because if you don't, the kids are not going to get better. Their home environment's not getting better. It's only getting worse. And you can holler, we got to get the parents involved till the cows come home. If a parent don't want to be involved, there's nothing the school district or anyone else can do about it. But you know what? You got that kid for 9 to 10 hours a day. You can mold that kid into something if you're allowed to discipline him at school. And you know the problems that Meridian, City of Meridian schools has had with being sued by outside troublemakers. And now, I guess I don't know how much they can get away with now, but it's not a good learning environment for the rest of the kids in there.
Yeah, we kind of went over to education with some of this as far as mental health, because we first of all started talking about, you know, the number of homeless that we have on the streets now versus, you know, several years ago, and you know, the fact that the state basically has pulled in a lot of dollars that were spent on being able to treat and house people who are mentally ill.
Yeah.
And so we started the discussion with that, and then it kind of went over into the classroom because of the you know, the downright violence and disregard for the respect for the teachers in the classroom.
Right, and there goes that kids can't learn in that kind of environment. So it's not, you know, when they think it's a program, let's throw some more money at it. Throwing more money at it don't make discipline. It don't make the ones that disrupting the class sit down and stop doing it. And throwing more money at it doesn't do that. But anyway, and there were several points I wanted to hit on. He's bragging about those 125 police officers that they've hired, Capitol Police.
Right.
Now they're not just Capitol Police; they're Jackson Police. Well, he didn't come up with a bill to do any more Meridian Police, did he? Meridian is going to have to pay for that, aren't they? But yet he's going to charge us $125, what it costs to equip. Now, not just hire them, but then you got to equip them, and you got to pay salaries, and you got to pay retirement, and you got to pay insurance. So there's no telling what that 125 more police officers cost the city of Jackson, cost the taxpayers of Mississippi.
Well, I can tell you what. I can tell you what Delbert Hoseman did. He looked at the $9.6 million budget of the Meridian Police Department and said, "Y'all don't need any more money."
Oh yeah, I guess that's what he did, because he didn't do us any favors by doing that.
Or if it's really 9.6 million now, since they're transferring money all over the place.
Oh,
who knows?
Yeah.
And the whole point. And then here one other point. See, everything's all about Jackson. Everything's all about Jackson. Here's the other thing that he brought up, and everybody knew about it anyway. When they got all this, and he bragged about having all this extra money. Well, when the federal government's standing there handing you billions in COVID money, you better have some surplus, you know, unless you're spending it like crazy. There's nothing called, not anything to do with the way they've been spending. They just been given more than they could spend. But he talked about, well, since we got this surplus, we decided we'd help cities with water and sewer. Well, who needs help with what? What y'all name one city in the state of Mississippi that needs help with water and sewer?
Yeah,
Jackson. You know, Jackson. So they come up with that deal at just so that they could help make us bail Jackson out some more. So anyway, you didn't even get to ask him, Roger, what Democrats he appointed to be chairman over committees, because that's his job, or why he failed to let the income tax, doing away with the income tax, state income tax completely, wouldn't even let that come out of committee. So, but anyway, if you know, folks like to vote for rhinos sometimes, so there's your good one to vote for. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, Chuck.
I'm glad Chuck calls in and lets us know exactly where he stands. He doesn't straddle the fence.
Well, and by the way, too, in full transparency, we did hear. I've actually talked to him twice on the phone. Chris McDaniel, his opponent, Delbert Hoseman's opponent on the Republican side. We're going to have him on the show very soon, and we're trying to get him in studio when he's making his move through here, Meridian.
How do we do that? We go out and put a rope around him, and we load him in the back of the truck. And
I was thinking about it.
Is that what you have? Is that how we get him to come in the studio?
I talked to Chris twice and gotten to know him a little bit, and you know, he's very eager to come on the program. And you know, we had Mr. Hoseman on Friday, and like we've said so many times with these state races, I think the governor's race is going to be kind of sneaky interesting, if that makes any sense. I mean, I think it's going to be somewhat interesting to watch, but this lieutenant governor's race in the primary, you've already seen how nasty it's gotten just on television ads already, but it's going to get even worse here in the next month.
It's going to warm up. Well, it's
and thing too, you know, we
just about a month because we're almost into July already.
Well, and we forget about this too. Neshoba County Fair, political speaking, that's a big part of the fair. Those are going to be two big races up at the fair this year, where there's probably going to be a good crowd underneath the pavilion to watch, you know, those separate campaigns talk up there. Mr. Presley, obviously, on the Democratic side for governor, Tate Reeves, running for reelection. So yeah, I just thought about that. With the speaking, that's always a big tradition up at the fair, which is a little more than a month away.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting there.
All right. Well, while I was talking about Ed Abdel on the bike, the cycling around Mississippi, I not related, but we do have the story from Madison, Wisconsin, of the World Naked Bike Ride.
Naked? They was naked.
They was naked. The 13th World Naked Bike Ride returned to Wisconsin. I guess this was after COVID, return. The annual event in Madison is meant to promote body positive image and independence from fossil fuels.
Well, I got a question. I got a question about this.
I know you do.
How comfortable is that seat while you're riding?
That's where everybody's mind
goes to the bike seat.
Organizers said the theme of the ride was Bear as You Dare.
Ooh,
yes, indeed.
That's a lot of bear.
Most of the riders were completely nude with the exception of shoes and bike helmets.
Hey!
Ooh. All right, we'll take a break.
I'm Chris Foster. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, after talks in China, including a meeting with President Xi, say they all agree it's important to improve U.S.-China relations.
I stress that direct engagement and sustained communication at senior levels is the best way to responsibly manage our differences and ensure that competition does not veer into conflict.
He says the Chinese have for now not agreed to direct military communications. There are more storms and
Oh, yes. We're having fun here at Mornings in Meridian. Little Paula Abdul.
There a reason for that?
Well, yeah, it's Paula Abdul. That's
okay.
Why. That's a
sorry.
good.
There's her birthday today or something.
It is today.
I thought so.
She turns 61 years old today.
All righty.
All right. Happy birthday, Paula Abdul. And of course, Roger B. here back with you, along with Rob Atkinson.
Good morning.
Other birthdays include, in the music world, Ann Wilson from the group Heart.
Oh.
Yep. She is 73.
I'll play some Heart later.
I think I've got one lined up here.
Nice.
I think I've got one lined up. And of course, when you think about Paula Abdul, you can see it was so good that that song came out after music videos came out because
right.
She was able to choreograph that song. And anyway, on the actresses list, Kathleen Turner is 69.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Kathleen Turner's almost 70.
Yeah.
Good grief.
I know it. Remember the War of the Roses with her?
Romancing the Stone. And,
oh, yeah. And
Jewel of the Nile, yeah.
And if you're a fan of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Mia Sara is 56 years old.
Bueller.
Anyone?
Oh, Ben Stein. I love it.
That was great. I tell you what, it's one of those movies when if you search through and it's playing, you're going to
stop.
You're going to stop and watch it. Was Mr. Rooney, the principal? Always loved seeing him getting his whatever kicked.
Yeah. He sneaks into the house. Oh, it's great.
I'm going to get you, Wheeler.
Ed, you shouldn't do anything with your bad knee.
Now, Ed. Oh, mercy. 601-485-9191. It's Mornings in Meridian, brought to you in part by our good friends at, Ready to Roof. And I'm sure that in between rain showers, they have a crew that can come and put a new roof on your home or business.
Absolutely. You know, it's always good to have that satisfaction knowing that you got a good quality product above your head. And that's what the folks at Ready to Roof can do for you. They are Meridian's only award-winning roofing company, and they're ready to help you with all your roofing needs. And every single one of those roofs are installed, fully manufactured and backed by the strongest guarantee in the business. And folks, they're waiting for your phone call today, 601-573-1150. And here's the thing about Ready to Roof. I know a lot of folks are, the budgets are really tight right now. Well, guess what? Ready to Roof can work with you on some good financing options, some good low monthly payments on that new roof. And all you got to do is give them a call today and let them work with you. 601-573-1150. It's Meridian's only award-winning local roofing company. They're right here in our neighborhood. That is Ready to Roof. One more time, that number, 601-573-1150.
Mornings in Meridian. We want to hear from you. Again, our number here, 601-485-9191. Feel free to call in and love to hear from you. The deadly shootings over the weekend seem to be tied to Juneteenth celebrations. And, of course, according to the NBC News, these shootings took place in Illinois, Missouri, and Washington State. And so you got a total of 4 dead and a couple of dozen injured as a result of this travesty.
Everything go pretty. I haven't heard anything bad that went on with our local one over the weekend. I think everything went pretty smooth. I think. I think everything was real smooth.
The only thing I heard is a Facebook report that the Waffle House at on North Hills, there was a shooting up there, and some people were hit. I don't know if that's just something.
Can't even get you smothered and covered anymore, man.
That's one of them Facebook things. So
I will say this: whenever I was leaving, I had some pretty late nights with baseball last week, and I had the chance to be out in Meridian a little later than I would like to be. Right. I'll just put it that way. And the first night that I was out really late, it was Tuesday. It was last Tuesday. We got done with baseball out there. It was a little after midnight. Just from the college to the exit I get onto to go to the interstate, we talked about homeless. There was, I'm assuming these were homeless individuals. A lot of people just walking on the streets of Meridian at a really odd time of night between midnight and 12:30. And I saw that number kind of grow on Thursday evening when I got done about 1:00 in the morning. But folks, it's just real eerie to be out that time of morning. And I was like, head on a swivel the whole time. I have not been out that late in a long time in Meridian. It was just really kind of ugh. I guess that's the right word to use.
Head on a swivel, and the good thing about driving around Meridian that late at night, you can get through the traffic lights pretty easily. It's really not a problem.
Hey, I didn't say I didn't do that. So, I really hope, in all seriousness, though, that our celebration did go smooth, because
it did.
You remember in the past, what was it, in one of those previous celebrations in the past, before it became a federal holiday, could be mistaken on this, is we did have a little bit of an occurrence happen before, but it seems like everything was pretty quiet, and they had a good deal there at the Max. And
well, the thing I want to point out is that these states are not southern states. All right,
correct.
It's Illinois, Missouri, and Washington State.
Sure.
And let the rest of the country know, yes, Mississippi, we're we're not what you guys want to say we are.
Sure.
So that's kind of the message I want to get out there, is that we're getting along down here. Okay, just so everybody knows.
Well, what was it on? I was watching a little bit of Fox News on the way before I left the house this morning. They had a candidate that had ran for governor in Minnesota, and he was an Army veteran. His name escapes me right now, but they were talking about the percentage of how race relations have gone here in the country since the election of Barack Obama. 70%, I think it was a little over 70% of individuals felt like, hey, everything is good, as far as, getting along with one another, as far as race relations go, white getting along with black and vice versa. But since that point, I think it's dropped like something like 25% since that point, since that current administration. So I thought that was an interesting number that was quoted this morning. So, well,
I mean, the news that we need to get out, and I guess I don't want to get out too much, because Mississippi is a great place.
Absolutely.
You have people way up north that still have this idea of the civil rights movement and what Mississippi was then.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've made great strides now in Mississippi, and and what we have always said in Mississippi, we get whipped for what has happening all over the country, and that is there's states that have as much or more racism, if you will, than here.
Sure.
601-485-9191. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Mornings in Meridian.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Hey, good morning.
Doing well. Welcome.
All right. Juneteenth was a great success this weekend. We had absolutely no problems.
Good.
Fantastic.
Good deal.
We incorporated the Children's Museum this year, and we set a record in attendance at the Children's Museum. We had the Black Expo at the Max, and it was a huge success, far exceeded our expectations. We did have to move inside because of the weather for the record concert.
Exactly.
And hats off to the City of Meridian and Meridian Police Department and the private security we used. We had a very safe event, not one single incident of violence.
Fantastic.
And everybody had a good time.
That's an excellent report.
Appreciate that report.
All right.
I appreciate that. So, am I making things up, or did I hear about something that happened up on the north side of town? Have you heard
I'm not
of it?
aware of that, but it was not Juneteenth related.
Right, exactly. All right. Well, good report, sir, and I appreciate you calling in, letting us know that.
Right, have a great day.
Thank you,
sir. 601-485-9191. That's how you get in touch with us. Just that easy.
There we go. Thumbs up. So good job.
Good job. All right. Speaking of good job, you can do a good job if you have the right tools. And that's why we suggest that we don't suggest. We order you. Go to Trucker Supply.
You go down and see the Carr family.
Go see the Carr family at Trucker Supply.
That is your order this morning. Trucker Supply, of course, 519 Highway 19 South in Meridian. Of course, Trucker Supply, when it comes to tools, folks, they've got you squared away. Milwaukee. Dad's Day was yesterday, and if it slipped your mind, I forgot to get Dad a gift, don't worry. Just go down there and make it up to him by getting him a whole good set of Milwaukee tools. Or if it's a Yeti product, they've got coolers, they've got the dog dishes, they've got everything Yeti there at Trucker Supply. They've got Streamlight flashlights and, of course, Hot Sea pressure washers. I know you're a big fan of your Hot Sea pressure washer because you can get a lot done with them.
It's mighty handy.
There you go. So they've got everything there. And, of course, cordless power tools. We could talk about everything they have under the roof. They're your one-stop shop for all your tools. That is Trucker Supply, 519 Highway 19 South. You can't miss them, right there next door to McDonald's on Highway 19 South. Go by and see them today. That is Trucker Supply, Tool Central, and Yeti Central at Truckers.
All right. Mornings in Meridian. We're so glad you're out there. We want you to be part of our show. Our number, 601-485-9191. Rob, I don't know what this says about us.
What's that?
But Toyota
Toyota?
automobile manufacturing.
Yes.
They are working on a fake manual transmission.
Say, huh?
Let me explain, Lucy.
Yeah, please.
If you feel the need for nostalgia, they say, according to this report, while driving, Toyota may be able to help you out. Engineers are working on an electric car.
Okay.
Okay, electric car. You know what it is? Just
the old EV. Yeah.
Put it in, put the thing in go and go.
Plug her up and go.
All right. Well, they're saying that engineers are working on an electric car with a fake manual transmission. The engineers say the transmission will serve no purpose, and it would be just for people who like shifting gears for fun.
Shifting gears for fun.
Or
was that the hamster? Is that the hamster running on the wheel underneath the car? Is that what that is?
The driver will be able to experience the shake and buck feeling if they select the wrong gear. Engineers say the car's computer will limit how far the shaking will go to avoid damage on the batteries. Toyota hasn't announced when the fake shifting electric car will be sold.
Oh, gosh.
What does that say about us, Rob?
Stupid Americans.
Or you can do like I did as a kid. You can sit in a kitchen chair and get a baseball bat and go.
Yeah. Good grief.
They're going to make a fake transmission for electric cars.
Oh, man. I have no comment on that. Well, there's a lot I could say. I just wouldn't work here anymore.
I mean, I'm just, if it's the engineers at Toyota, this is not something that's going to be, this is obviously not something that's very insignificant. I mean, there's a lot of money in research and development going into this sort of thing. So
it's like the $50,000 toilet seat on the space shuttle or something, I mean,
I was going to buy this electric car from you, but you don't have the fake shifter in it. I was going to. You just have the regular shifter, but how
much is that?
I can't buy today because I need to have that fake shifter.
How much is that extra on a vehicle? I mean, a fair question. Is that like an accessory you can add now?
Well, I'm going to say it probably will be one of those things that it's an add-on probably.
Hey, I won't get that add-on fake shifter. Oh man.
I'd like having an electric Harley and having a recording so it plays the rumble of the engine,
Oh, boy.
Blah, 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 blah.
I did see my fair share of EVs while we were in Orlando, though. There was a good bit of those rumbling. Well, rumbling, that's not a real good word. They were coasting on the road. How about that?
Well, I always said city driving would be perfect for electric vehicles.
Yeah.
Now, Orlando, with as long as it takes sometimes to get through traffic, I can see some people going on the side of the road wishing they had a charger.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that at one point, but whatever.
Mornings in Meridian, 601-485-9191. Good morning, caller. Welcome to our show.
Hey, how you guys doing this morning?
Hey, good morning.
We're doing absolutely great.
Great. Happy holiday to you all. You guys working hard on a holiday even, huh?
Well,
that's right.
We're here for you, my brother.
Well, we certainly do appreciate that. I was just listening. You all kind of justing about the simulated version of a gear shift. Let me tell you, I had a Mazda 626 5-speed, and it got totaled. And I went for a period of time after I, got a new vehicle. I went for a period of time mimicking a gear shift in the floor. I mean, and periodically I'll do it now. It was, just
of course. There's something that makes you feel powerful when you have that shift there.
Yeah, my first experience with a standard shift was a little Chevrolet Chevette. Rob, you might be a little younger.
Mm-hmm.
I do know of what you speak, sir.
Yes, sir. And I tell you, it was my pride and joy. And I rode it until the wheels fell off, and it was 4-speed, and it had to get up and go. It really did. But I can see that story there.
Wasn't it fun watching American automobile makers try to get smaller cars like the Japanese were sending over?
Yeah,
it was fun to watch the America manufacturers trying to catch up.
Yeah, it would have been a huge success were it not for the fact that we gained so much weight.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't have a Chevette body for a Chevette automobile.
Absolutely. Well, look, I heard you guys talking about Juneteenth, and I had the honor of attending two of the Juneteenth events. The first I attended at the Max, and I tell you, it was awesome. I actually went on my live, and I have not been able to stop talking about how well coordinated things were. And my hat's off to Terrence Davis, Cultural Affairs Director for the city of Meridian. I didn't know who was spearheading all of the activities, and I inquired of him last night. I saw him at the Temple Theater. I had an opportunity to attend the gospel. They had a gospel show at the Temple Theater last night, and it was something that you would have had to pay hundreds of dollars for if you were going to attend. It was basically local talent too, and it was awesome. And I mean, I heard the previous caller say, and I was just, and it's a shame that I have to be in awe that there were no adverse activities, events, incidents, should I say? Nothing.
I think we just need to be proud that we're a community that embraces this.
Well, and it sounds like to me that everything was, all those boxes were checked with private security and other folks kind of helping out. So and I think that's good to have those things for those events, and that's fantastic.
And what I really, really like, guys, is the fact that, a lot of times we'll get involved with different celebrations, and we don't really, we'll come out of the celebration just having enjoyed ourselves. And there was nothing truly of substance, if you please. But I saw that there were banks there and such as that, and opportunities for enlisting into the military on Friday night at the booths that they had set up, and that was just really, really. And I just gotta say, I'm really proud that my bank, Neil Henry and Citizen National Bank, represented well that Friday night. It just made me feel good about the whole thing. And I worked that day. I was kind of tired, and my intentions were just to go sit in for a while. But I was so pleased and almost enamored at the success and the peaceful atmosphere that I hung around. I was one of the last few to leave, and it was just a great time. And I think tonight they will finish up at the Temple Theater, the historic Temple Theater, with a play. And we just don't anticipate any problems there. And I had my fingers crossed after Friday night. I just uncrossed my fingers, and I just believe that this community just exhibited its best behavior, and Juneteenth can only get bigger and better because of the leadership of what Terrence did with it this time. And I appreciate you all even making mention of it. Gave me an opportunity to give this report, and I just said thumbs up to the city of Meridian.
Thank you for that report. Good report. Thank you for that.
And thank you all. Have a good day now.
All righty. There you go. Another good report of what's going on with the Juneteenth celebrations.
So see, Meridian can get it right.
Right here in Meridian, Mississippi. We're going to take a quick break, come back. I'm Roger. He's Rob. That's what our mothers named us.
Tell me it's gonna be you.
He's a magic man, Mama. That's Ann Wilson along with her sister. Ann Wilson is 73 years old today. Paul Abdul, 61. Kathleen Turner, the actress, is 69. And talk show host Laura Ingram.
Oh.
60.
The Ingram Angle.
There you go. Roger B. along with Rob this morning. Good to have you all on board. If you are listening by radio or if you've joined us for our new Facebook
Wave
Live.
to the audience, Roger. Wave at them.
Wait, where are they?
Right there in front of you. Hello.
There. Good to have you here with us.
Ain't he looking good this morning?
I tell you what. He's a magic man because he can almost find anything you need in the sports world. And I'm talking about Tony Creel down there at Tony's Southern Sportsman. He has everything you need from guns, ammo, bows, arrows, and fishing tackle, gun safes. Well, you finish it off there.
Oh, I was going to start with fishing season because it is fishing season right now. It's one of my favorite times of year. He's got this good-looking fishing shirts. You talked about the tackle and gun safes. I mean, folks, when it comes to outdoors and sports, Tony has got you covered. Of course, he is located in that same spot, 1724 Front Street, near historic downtown Meridian. He's been in business for over 30 years, and he'll get you squared away for the summertime with all your outdoor needs, rather. And he's right across the street from the farmer's market. And every once in a while, Tony will give you that good old-fashioned farmer's market report down there across the street at Tony's Southern Sportsman. So go by and see him, 1724 Front Street in Meridian, or he's on the phone. Easy number to remember. We like easy. 601-693-4111.
Very easy number to remember. Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning, caller. Welcome to our show.
Well, I know you're up against the break, but I forgot to mention this earlier.
You go ahead,
you
sir.
notice the weather patterns? What's a typical tornado move from?
You know, I was wondering about that this morning. It usually goes from
southwest to northeast.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
And what are these? They're going northwest to southeast.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Have you ever seen a tropical depression in the Gulf go south?
That's a very good point.
A week or so ago, we had one. Sure did.
This is noteworthy. I'm glad you're mentioning that because this is very unusual.
Well, bring a meteorologist on board there, and we'll ask the questions.
Well, John Weatherby's we'll have to ask him his opinion on all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
See what the deal is on that.
Because he's trained.
John Weatherby.
Yeah, our weather guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, just don't throw pies and rocks and stuff.
Wait, can't you just know that it'd have a name Weatherby, right?
I'm telling you.
Meteorologist. That's like
it all fits.
Here's our new meteorologist, Stormy Daniels. You know.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Did you see the movie?
What movie?
The Weatherman.
You know, I started that. I need to finish that. That's Cage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to check that one out.
All right, y'all I know you're up against the break.
All right.
Have a good one.
Thank you for the phone call. We're going to take a break. Yes, very unusual weather patterns going on here. So, all right. I know what you're saying out there. It's the global warming. of local live talk radio right here in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Roger B, along with my main man, Rob.
Good morning.
Come on, man. Tell me you had a good weekend. Tell me it was good.
It was good other than the weather.
Well,
I think everybody slept good for the most part Friday night and Saturday night, but last night, not so much.
Not so much. And hope you.
It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, yeah, I'm not going back to sleep. And did not. So I'm like,
yeah, that was one of those, okay, move to the chair, monitor the weather, stay awake, and then catch a little TV, and then realize, oh, wait a minute, I've got to get up in just a little bit here and get ready and
just stay
get to
up
the studio.
Just stay up the night. Might as well.
Uh-huh. It's Mornings in Meridian, and today, of course, kind of our first official day, and yes, you can see the quote marks, the air quotes. It's the first official day that Rob's got us fired up on Facebook.
That's right. We're
live.
We're on Facebook Live right now, so check us out at our WALT Facebook page. We are streaming live now.
For all of you who thought that...
it's WALT Talk Radio, by the way. I just wanted to get the correct name. The WALT Talk Radio is our Facebook page.
WALT Talk Radio. That's where you find us. And you know, just it's always like in radio. Whenever you see somebody in person, I just have to apologize. You know,
right.
This is what you get. Sorry, you might want to go back to listening on the radio.
I know. I know we got a phone call on the line.
Sure.
Here, but, coming up on the show in a little bit, I did get some information from Donna Jill Johnson, Lauderdale County Circuit Clerk, about the upcoming elections. Some information we need to share coming up regarding that. I know some precincts. There's been a lot of talk about redistricting here in the city. We don't have a lot of information on that just yet as far as redistricting in the city.
Did you get your new registration, your voting card in the mail?
No, not yet.
We got ours, and so I got it tells me what district I'm in, still in Lauderdale County District 2. It tells me who my representative still is and my senator and all that, and where to vote, so to speak. So
she sent us some good information we'll share later on the program, because remember, with a primary is a completely different animal than a general election. So we'll go over some of that info coming up.
I like that term. A different animal.
A different kind of animal.
All right. It's Mornings in Meridian. Let's get to the phones. Our number, 601-485-9191. That puts you right here on the show. We'd love to have you. 601-485-9191. Good morning, caller. How you doing?
Hey, y'all. It's Paul.
Hey, Paul.
PT, thank you, sir, for your service on the morning side of radio the last couple of weeks.
Oh, we had a blast. It was a lot of fun. Liz and I held down the fort, I think.
Yeah.
Since you're on the air this morning, obviously we didn't get you any. You didn't get any letters from the FCC or anything.
Well,
we're still here.
We haven't heard from corporate office yet, so we're in good shape so far.
Well, I just wanted to call, letting you know that neither rain nor sleet nor snow is keep mixtapes away. We got a mixtape show tonight.
There it is.
Do it.
Mixtapes with Paul Tarver.
It's going to be a good one. I've done deep cuts before, but typically when we do a deep cut show, it's like songs that we've played at least once on the show.
Right.
Previously. Well, this is actually a different one. Do you know what Reddit is?
Reddit?
Yeah. It's a community-based site. It's kind of like Facebook, but it's for nerds.
Oh, I was thinking it's one of those pills they've been advertising in the mornings of Fox News.
This could cause this side effect, this side effect.
Yeah. Could cause diarrhea, and don't take it if you're allergic.
Yeah, no, you can probably get all that too at Reddit. It doesn't matter. It's like a microcosm of the internet. The good, the bad, and the ugly is all there. But some of the good stuff is there's a very vibrant community of people who are interested in classic rock and vinyl records and all this kind of stuff. And a couple weeks ago, somebody posted a comment wanting people to make suggestions about deep cut songs that you don't get to hear on the radio.
Right.
And I was actually very pleased that the vast majority of the stuff that's being promoted, I'm thinking these people have bad radio in their community, because we hear those regularly in our area. But there were some gems in amongst all of the dirt and stuff. So I actually plucked all those out, added a couple of my own choices. And so we have a Reddit picks deep cuts tonight. And there are at least a dozen songs I'm playing tonight we've never played on mixtape before.
Okay, a dozen songs. And again, want to remind folks, this is Mixtapes with Paul Tarver. And if you happen to catch the Facebook Live, I do have the Mixtapes mug.
Yeah, there's the mug right there. Yeah,
but it's just water inside. It's just water. Okay, just letting you know that. But anyway,
Water and what?
That's
Water and what? I thought I smelled something over here.
just water. No, what remind folks that we're the two best hours of morning talk radio locally. But if you want to hear the two best hours of great, some good classic rock hits, and not just rock, some things that kind of all tie together. That's mixtapes with Paul Tarver. And that's on Monday night on our sister station, 97.9 The Buzz. That's 7 to 9 on 97.9 The Buzz.
Well, tonight's going to be a lot of fun for me because I always love bringing new stuff that I found. We debuted a band last week. That was the first time we'd ever played that band that released 2 albums in 1971 and 72.
Yeah.
So we're actually digging deep and finding some really cool stuff. And, you know, if you have any interest in classic rock and roll, this is a place to get you fixed. I promise you.
Well, Paul, I also have to say, we were talking in your office not long ago that this October is going to mark how many years this show has been on air?
5.
Wow. The fifth anniversary. Wow.
Yeah, we started in 2018 on October 1st, 2018.
And
So,
about that.
You've hinted that I might get to maybe kind of peek my head in the studio that night.
Yeah, I'd love to have you come in and tell us what thoughts were going behind your mind when I brought you the idea. You're like, what is this guy and who is he and why is he here?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, initially it was kind of like, Dr. Evil on those movies, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
just kidding.
It was an interesting story to bring that to the air. So maybe that's a good time to tell that story because there was a lot of unexpected roadblocks in that. It didn't happen, like the best things in life don't happen exactly the way you want them to.
Right. Yeah.
But fortunately, everything came together, and it's been a great 5 years. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to use up some of your airtime in something that I'm passionate about, and I enjoy greatly. And
well, it's just very rare that you find somebody who's so informed and so gifted in the world of music and musical knowledge and willing to work as cheap as you do. It's just a great kind of thing that came together, I think.
I think as cheap as you do is the key point that we have to put on there. I don't think the other stuff, I think you may be blowing a little smoke on the other end.
It's like a great combination. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, well, if you keep that up, I'm going to have to ask for a raise.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Well, that's good. I hope the boss is listening this morning. He's checking out our new feed there. But anyhow,
all I know is that we're going to kick it off at 7:00, and I'm excited about it. I enjoy it. Look, when I love to sit down and listen to the playlist from start to finish.
Yeah,
that's going to be a good show that week.
I love it.
That's just my opinion because I'm going to be excited about it, and if I'm bringing excitement to it, I think it'll be exciting for everybody else.
So once again, that's tonight, 7:00, our sister station, 97.9 The Buzz. It's mixed tapes with Paul Tarver, and it'll be a deep cut night.
Yeah, it'll be a deep cut night. It'll be a lot of fun. There's some good stuff. All the bands
Yep.
some of the songs you may not have heard on the radio in a long time. So
hey, sounds perfect.
All right. See y'all then.
Thank you,
See you,
Paul.
Paul.
Appreciate that. That's our own PT who has filled in a time or two on this show, but has a great kind of a rock show on our sister station.
We'll have to ask the sheriff tomorrow when he's going to be a guest on mixtapes because I know Paul's been trying to get him on there for a while.
I would be willing to bet you that after that retirement, he might become a co-host.
The co-host of mixtapes.
Right. But yeah, that good reminder. The sheriff of Lauderdale County, Sheriff Solly, will be with us tomorrow, and he's already asked if we wanted biscuits, and I said, "Really?"
You were like, "Really?
Really? You had to ask?"
ask?
No, it's got our biscuits ordered for tomorrow.
Very good. I like it.
601-485-9191. You don't have to bring us biscuits when you come in, but it does help. Let's take a phone call. How are you doing there, caller?
Hey, Roger.
Hello, Mr. Freddie. How are you this morning?
Fine. I just want to echo what Paul said. He does a nice job on that show.
Well, thank you for checking him out. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I listen to it semi-regularly when baseball's not on or taking a break from baseball, but he does and does his research and he does some good music too. That's the main thing.
He does. Well, that's a nice. I bet you just kind of sit at home and turn it up and listen.
Yeah, I do, and I have the sound muted on TV if I'm watching some of the sports stuff that I watch.
Yeah, you've already mentioned you're watching sports. Yeah.
What do you think of the? What do you think of the College World Series so far?
I'm kind of gonna have to pull for Florida. I've always liked Kevin O'Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
Like LSU too, being an Ole Miss alum now. We Ole Miss people love LSU, but I do like LSU baseball.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. I was watching the LSU game. What was that, Saturday night? The guy that was pitching for LSU, he was still pitching 100 miles per hour in the seventh inning, and I was like, "Good Lord!" And that kid was playing at Air Force last year.
Yeah,
and he transferred to LSU. So.
Really,
that is amazing.
Yeah,
but it's I like college baseball. Sorry, Ole Miss didn't do as very well, and sorry Southern didn't get up there. That'd have been neat to have a third Mississippi school, several years in a row, but it didn't happen. Barry did a good job down there. So,
Scott's fantastic.
It wasn't TCU playing over the weekend.
They were. Did they get beat, Rob? I can't remember.
I think they beat Virginia last night, so I think they stayed alive because Oral Roberts came back and beat TCU.
Night.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did. Virginia went home.
Oral Roberts came back. Okay.
Well, that was the first game. Yeah.
Now that we're talking about the team, folks, not Oral Roberts himself. He did not come back.
No. He didn't come back. That's right. Yeah. But LSU and Wake Forest tonight, I believe.
I believe you're right on that.
So that'll be pretty good ball game. And Wake Forest is pretty good too. So we'll see. They'll have to.
Yeah, Florida beat Oral Roberts last night 5-4, and TCU beat Virginia 4-3 last night. And then the other two ball games, Stanford and Tennessee at 1:00 this afternoon. LSU Wake Forest tonight at 6.
Yes, sir.
There
That'll
you
be
go.
Good. I'll be watching the first game, I guess, around my other office down toward Rogers' third or fourth home, the airport.
Third or fourth home.
Anyhow.
That's right. I do like to make it over there every now and then.
Yeah, and I did look at your video. You're streaming. That looks pretty good too.
Well, thanks for
y'all look good. So proud y'all got into the 21st century.
Well, it was kicking and screaming, but we came in.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Good deal. That's all I have.
That's that, huh?
I hope we get rid of these thunderstorms. They wreak havoc in some parts of the county. So.
Yeah, especially down there. And again, our thoughts are with the people just down there in near Jasper County.
Yeah, they had some stormy weather last night or this morning.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the Lord's work. We can't do much about that. So
that's right.
We just keep praying.
Well, that's a good thing to do there, Freddie. Keep it up. Keep it up. And glad you're listening to the show. And thank you and watching it from time to time.
Okay. Y'all have a good day here.
Thank you. Right. Appreciate that. Well, it's a good shout out for lots of things that Freddie called in about, and one being, of course, the mixtapes program.
Yeah, be another good show tonight, 7 to 9 on our sister station, 97.9, The Buzz.
I like the way he does that.
The Buzz.
The Buzz. All right, it's again, our number here is 601-485-9191. What's on your radar there, sir?
Well, I wanted to send some of this information out to our listeners. We've had a lot of our local candidates on the show over the last several weeks now, and still got a few more trying to get on the program. And don't forget that the primary is August the 8th. And Don Jill Johnson, who does a great job of keeping us always updated on what's going on with elections here in Lauderdale County, our circuit clerk. Just some details here. Mississippi voters are not registered by party, as in some states you may vote any way you want to. Voters' names are printed in the Democrat book as well as in the Republican book in a primary election. Now, a voter needs to go to the table of which party they want to vote on August the 8th. So remember, with a primary, you can't just go and vote whoever you want to. You have to vote along those party lines. I think that's very important for folks to know. And I know a lot of our folks, we don't have to educate them about that, but just as a reminder. And of course, if we have to go to runoff, which we probably will in a lot of these local races, especially coroner, August the 29th would be the runoff. So, and if you don't vote, and here's another important thing to remind folks too, if you don't vote in the primary on August the 8th, you can still vote in the runoff on the 29th. So, of course, we still have the ID deal. You can vote absentee. I know you mentioned with voter registration cards. Is everybody getting a brand new voter registration card? Not necessarily. Thousands of voter registration cards are currently being mailed out to voters affected by the county and state redistricting and or if their precinct location has changed, if they have moved as well. So that's the reason a lot of folks might have gotten a card over the last several days, is because precinct changes, locations, whatever it might be. So if you got a card, that's the reason why.
I think now that you mentioned that, I think that's why we got a card at our home, is because we are voting poll, the polling place was the Russell Baptist Church, but now it's going to go back to the Russell Community Center. So it's for those that vote in Russell, you'll be going to the fire station, the / community center to vote.
Now, of course, can a convicted felon vote? There are 23 disenfranchising crimes if convicted in Mississippi who cannot. Don Jill just did send us a list of that as well. So very interesting stuff. So, but I'm pretty sure we'll have her on the program very, very soon to kind of talk more about this. But she did send us a sample ballot as well, both Republican and Democrat. And when you get to the corner section here, it gets a little thick.
Now, if you're just joining us, folks,
little thick.
We've had running jokes about the number of coroner candidates that we've had running for the county coroner office. And I'm sorry you just you missed Charles Frazier's joke of the week about the coroners on Friday. It was just fantastic.
Oh, no.
It was great. We come in the studio, of course, that's when the storm was kicking up. And, of course, he made reference to the fact he had a hard time getting the studio because it was dodging all the flying coroner signs.
I love it.
And people were having to go out and check signs that day because the wind was knocking them over and all the rest of them.
Well, looking at coroner on the Republican side right now, to be official here, on the Republican side for coroner, you have 5 candidates on the Republican side, and on the Democratic side, you have 3. And of course, Republican will probably go to a runoff, and the Democratic side possibly with 3 candidates, so you could see a runoff there as well. So the runoff would be on August the 29th. And of course, I had to really say that about voting in a particular party, because a lot of folks just think, oh, I can vote for Republican sheriff and I can go over here and vote for Democrat. And you can't do that. You have to vote by party. So that's one thing that makes this unique, because some of these key races, like the sheriff's race, is going to be very hotly contested on the primary side of things. But if you're going to vote for one of those sheriff's candidates, that being Mr. Roberts or Mr. Calhoun, you got to vote Republican, and Republican for everything else. So
during the primary.
For the primary, correct. And when you get in general, then it's, open up there.
You can go back to your table.
You can go back to your table and do what you want.
That's right. Whatever.
So, but that's just something to kind of explain as we get a little closer to election time.
I think the main thing to take away from that is if you vote a different party in the primary, it doesn't say that you have to vote that party in the general election.
Sure.
You do not have to do that. So
and as far as
there's a lot of misinformation that comes around
exactly.
this time.
And as far as redistricting goes here in the city of Meridian, I know that was an ongoing process. I know right before I went on vacation a couple of weeks ago, I know the city, they were still looking at lines and redrawing and doing whatnot as far as inside the city of Meridian. So some of your precincts, if you live here in the city of Meridian, that could change as well. So, but you'll get a new card with that information coming very, very soon, and might have already gotten them like Roger did.
Yep. They let me know that we'll be voting in the at the community center once again, which is what we used to do.
Sure.
So it's back to business as usual.
So August the 8th, folks, we're getting closer.
All right. Well, I've got to go to Battery One Source.
Oh, you got to go today?
I'm going to go today. I looked at my golf cart, not mine, but the one my wife drives around the property. And yes, I hate to boast, but we're a 2 golf cart family.
You're so bougie.
Well, we had electric vehicles before they ever thought about it.
I love it.
Anyway. Don't know where that Barney Fife came from.
Think about it.
Well, we got a golf cart, and no, it just needs some work, and I just need to take it to John. Say, look, do something with this. So
do your magic.
Do your magic. So, but they do. The reason I mentioned that is because Battery One Source, because golf carts run on what?
Electricity.
Batteries.
Yeah, batteries.
They've gotten into some other service on golf carts too. But talk about our good friends down there on North Frontage Road.
Well, outside of the golf cart service and repair, they do service on your vehicles. I mean, if it's a cell phone, laptop, computer, remote, they've got your watches even. They've got batteries for everything. And when it comes to a cell phone, it's going to happen. You're going to drop one. These little facings on these phones now. I mean, they're so sensitive. You drop them just a little bit, it's going to fracture that glass on that front, and you're going to need to get it repaired. Well, they got Sid down there, and he does a great job with getting your cell phone repaired. And once you get it repaired, guess what? They've got phone cases. So go ahead and purchase you a phone case after you get that cell phone repaired, and you'll be ready to go. And of course, they've got other accessories outside of the cell phone cases. They got flashlights, cables, whatnot. They've got it all at Battery One Source, open right now until 5 o'clock, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, 693-1500. They're located at 2618 North Frontage Road here in Meridian. That is our good friends down at Battery One Source.
That's right. Right there on North Frontage Road between exit 152 and 153. All right. Mornings in Meridian. We're speeding through this first half hour of the 8 o'clock hour.
Coming up after our Fox News break, I don't know if you saw this story over the weekend, but we had talked about this briefly before I went on vacation a couple of weeks back to Orlando. But the Dodgers and this group that they were supposed to honor over the weekend, did you see how that turned out over the weekend?
Oh, I did not. Do tell. Are you going to cover that when we come back?
I'm going to cover that when we come back because it kind of blew up in the Dodgers' face a little bit. Well, the organization, that is, not the players, but it was very, very awkward. I'll just put it that way. Very awkward.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah.
In the meantime, here's a heartwarming dad story. A dad in North Carolina, as we're just coming off of Father's Day, has taken a second job.
Okay.
Well, he's taken a second job at the local grocery store so that he can work with his 19-year-old daughter.
Oh,
that's right. James Culp, a retired Marine, is the director of Child Development Center in the Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point. And he works at Food Lion Deli and Bakery with his daughter, Aston.
Okay.
She had been struggling with coworkers not showing up, so she took the job to help out. He took the job to help her out and spend more time with her.
Huh.
So, but here's the good thing. Remember this, retired Marine, she's the boss.
I was about to say, yeah.
Right? She gets the boss daddy.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting story, though. Taking some time to help his daughter out.
Why not?
Kind of a neat thing to do. And, of course, everybody needs more than one job, right?
You said it.
Mornings in Meridian. We'll be right back after this Fox News break. Yes. Happy birthday, Ann Wilson. 73 years old today from Heart.
Nice.
Crazy on you. All right. Or, as we can say, that's Joe Biden's campaign slogan.
Oh, boy. He was just on TV a minute ago. I was like, he looks so angry. He was in Philadelphia, I guess, with his first big campaign stop.
Well, it's Jeff Dunham's fault.
Walter.
He started doing the Walter thing.
Yeah, it looks just like him.
And so the president saw that and said, I want to be just like that. So he got his little scowl going there. And the Republicans are coming after your job.
Yeah, I saw the headline. Republicans are coming for your jobs. All right.
Mornings in Meridian. Glad you're out there. Of course, we're glad you're here. And before going to the break, Rob, you kind of teased us with a little story about the Sisters of
Perpetual Indulgence.
We got a caller on the line. Please hold. We're going to get to you in just a moment. But first, about the Sisters.
So we talked about this story several weeks ago where the Los Angeles Dodgers were going to have a night for this group. It's the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. They were going to receive a Community Hero Award.
All right.
From the Dodgers organization, and they were going to throw out the first pitch and all this other kind of stuff. And basically, these are men dressed up as nuns. And there's a lot of other things we could talk about the group. So you would think, all right, they're going to throw out the first pitch. Or when you go to a ball game, when they throw out the first pitch, usually that first pitch is when?
Well, I'm not an expert, but I'm assuming it's right before the players commence playing.
Well, not in this case.
But I'm right, though.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's like the first pitch, and then it's like play ball.
They did this ceremony 1 hour before the game started. The stadium was virtually empty. Can you not say that they knew they had screwed up so bad? They had protesters outside of the stadium, by the way, from pro-Catholic groups, by the way,
and
from churches and everywhere else protesting them having this group here. So what did they decide to do? Throw out the first pitch an hour before the game started. There was nobody in the building to see it.
Or as they said in the Dodgers organization, all right, folks, come up with an idea. How can we get through this?
That's what they did with nobody in the building.
Let's have it an hour early. Let's throw out the first pitch a little early this time.
Can you not say, I mean, they have flip-flopped on this issue. Well, first of all, they should have never even had the night to begin with.
Bingo.
But they decided to go back to having it. They got backlash even from some of the players with the Dodgers and players from other organizations. And they said, okay, we're still going to have it. But you know what? We're going to have it an hour before we actually play the dadgum ball game. So what does that tell you right there?
That tells you right there. They know they messed up.
Exactly. So I just thought that was the egg on your face moment from the weekend was
like
that
somebody
situation.
in the board meeting was talking about, hey, have you seen Anheuser-Busch? Have you seen Target? What are you folks doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
so it just basically boiled down to we were trying to put a Band-Aid on a broken leg, and guess what? There was no way to fix that broken leg, so that's what they did an hour before the ball game started.
I like that. The first pitch. And get here an hour early because
God.
That's good.
I mean, and the biggest mess up of all time.
601-485-9191 is our talk line. Good morning, caller. Welcome to our show.
Mega morning, true American patriot.
Hello, Haz.
Well, hello there. Speaking of crazy on you, here's our hazmat.
Yes, there's a hot blonde out there somewhere. We do a little crazy.
Oh, mercy.
They do ring my bell. But
there you go.
You know, that last night, the storm, it's been a long time. I don't know if I, in recent memory, have ever seen anything like that. But you know what? That's what God calls climate change. And man is powerless against that. These cultists and freakos think that they can control the weather and the climate, change their sex and all this other. They better get a read on the Creator. And you know, that the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. God is not to be mocked, and he is not to be tempted. Because that judgment's going to be poured out on America at some point. And rightfully so. But has anybody kept up with the shootings lately? No, because it's not on WTOK. Turn the knob off and rip it off and throw it away.
Well, I mean, that's we're kind of. I think we made reference, and we had some people that kind of confirmed that there were some shootings in Meridian over the weekend.
They had one in
North.
front of fire station number 1 yesterday morning. All right, they had 3 people shot at the Waffle House Saturday night.
Yeah, we mentioned that one earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. But somehow it never makes WTOK. But Scotty Ray's on top of it. Scotty Ray is a bomb, man.
And thank you for letting us know that, reminding us about the Waffle House incident, because I believe my understanding is there's no fatalities, of course, but there are injuries, and 3 people were hospitalized.
Yeah. And this has become the status quo, man. This is like an everyday thing, with no end in sight, unfortunately. But it's no end in sight. There will be an end if we can start making sure that people know there are consequences for their actions, and I mean severe consequences, not just the what we call in law enforcement now catch and release.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not even quite like that. It's like the Border Patrol deal. I mean, you just, you're going through the motions. But I think the count Meridian now, year to date, it's like 5 murders. Now, and the shootings are shooting calls every day and night.
But I think the disturbing thing about that is, you've had more gunfire now in the North Hills area, which has generally been a quiet area in town, and I think that's disturbing for businesses and residents in that area.
Well, you're going and yesterday, about dusk dark, I was coming back 493, and I looked over there at Waffle House. There was not a single car. Now, mug shots look like an old drive-in movie theater with cars. But it's going to affect businesses.
Now, how did you know about drive-in theater? You always came into theater in the trunk of the car, didn't you?
No. I paid to get in.
Okay, good. Okay,
I didn't watch the movie most of the time. I was trying to do my very. I was channeling my James. I channeled my best James Bond and my best James Dean.
There you go.
But it comes off a lot of time like Clem Diddlehopper and Clarabelle the Clown.
Oh, no.
So that's where that blonde was at in the car with Haz.
Yeah.
So there we go.
I maintain that, part of the problem that America is facing is the direct result of the absence now of drive-in theaters and the elimination of the bench front seat in cars.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And if you had one of those that you had to try to heat up with a blowtorch, you do some aggressive driving and take those curves a little hard. Next thing, that kitty is sitting in your lap.
Well, and the thing about it is, they put the console in the cars now. So there's the divided front seat. Even if your date wanted to slide over, she couldn't. And so therefore you don't know exactly what she's thinking, it's kind of like,
well, we always tried to pick a good hug buddy. We want closeness, if you know what I mean.
Oh, well, I thought it was great back in the, when I was a kid. I saw the high schoolers and the college kids. I mean, the girl was sitting right there beside the guy driving, had his arm around her, driving with one hand. I mean, there's a safety issue there perhaps, but I mean, that was kind of, that was Americana. I mean, you were listening to
That's it. That was the way it was back in those days.
So we want to change.
We lost that because, back in that time period, man, if I can just see me telling my daddy, I was thinking about this the other day. Daddy, I think I might want to be a girl at 15. My daddy would have called St. Patrick's down there. Father O'Malley, can y'all do a drive-by extreme unction? I think the prodigal son has been possessed by the devil, and I think I may just kill him.
Oh, mercy. Whoa.
But I knew I was a multitasker early on in my teen years in driving.
Yeah.
I could drive with my left hand on the wheel, my beer between my legs, and my right hand tried to unhook those four little cursed hooks on that bra strap that looked like a
mercy.
pony cinch bag.
Oh, mercy.
Oh, Harry Houdini couldn't get one off better, man. I could have that thing shucked off and into full board in a blink.
All right. The reason that's funny to a lot of guys out there because we're visualizing those maneuvers.
God, yeah. and you know, boys wanted to become men, women wanted to become girls wanted to become women, and you never had a real conflict with that.
Until again, it goes back to my theory. It goes back to my theory until they took away the bench front seat in automobiles and they put that console.
Testosterone and estrogen been getting together for a long time.
There you go.
And you get one of them, and they give you this feel like I'm not that kind of girl. Well, yes, you are. This is Hass you're talking to. I did the intel, and it's quite impressive. The only thing that's been laid more than you, Brenda, is linoleum.
Listen, me. Whoa. Okay.
So,
all right.
I've got the intel on you. But my mama, she had like an MI6 type network.
Sure.
She'd ask me, who you going to go out with Friday night? And I'd tell her. A couple of days later, she'd come back. You ain't going out with her.
Oh,
and that'd be the end of it, buddy.
She got
the
all
War
the
Department has spoken.
Mama's watching out for her boy.
Yes, sir, buddy. And you know, my daddy'd say some most silly stuff. My mama give him one of them go to hell looks like, if you're not in bed by midnight, come home. My mama look at him. You're talking about the prodigal son here. He doesn't do things like that. Come on, Frank, get it together.
All right. Well, listen. Yeah, it's all we can say is just remember the good old days. What do you say?
Oh my God!
All right.
Yeah, and
got a break coming up.
Drive-in movies were perfect for teenagers.
That's true.
Yeah, and you know Bob Seger. There's a part of the song "Night Moves," and it shows an old drive-in movie theater, one of the videos.
Yeah,
and it brings back a lot of memories.
There you go. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Right, but.
Well, listen, keep
I
the
don't
shiny.
know. I hope America survives, but anybody out there that says the prayers of the righteous availeth much, and I'm pretty none. I'm an old black sheep sinner, an old backslid beer drinking Baptist, but you righteous boys out there better say some prayers of intercession for America because we're swirling in the bowl.
All right.
Roger that.
There we go.
Swirling in the bowl. Mornings in Meridian, if for some reason you were driving down the road with your beer between your legs and you were trying to loosen a bra strap and you had an accident, guess where you need to take your automobile?
You can explain that to Premier Paint and Body. 1210B Highway 39 North in Meridian. I tell you what, Danny Shelton and the staff, they have got nearly 100 years of combined experience. Of course, good staff down there, not just in the shop, but in the office as well. Like new results, no job is too small or too large. They got auto body repair and painting, automotive glass replacement as well. They'll give you a free estimate down there. And they'll work with all the insurance companies as well, because I know sometimes that gets a little intimidating working with the insurance company. Located right next door to Johnson Dodge on Highway 39, and their number is so easy to remember, 601-482-PAINT. That's 601-482-7246. Premier Paint and Body, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, 1210B Highway 39 North.
All right. Mornings in Meridian. We'll be back in just a little bit. Caller, hang on. We'll get you here in just a second. I'm sitting here thinking my hat's off to Has. I don't think I dated anybody with 4 hooks.
Why?
Mornings in Meridian. You know I had to dig in there and get some meatloaf. Paradise by the Dashboard Lights. Roger B. along with Rob Atkinson.
Hello, sir.
Wow, so good to have you here. We are without Charles today. He's actually taking a little time off, some vacation.
Very good.
There you go. That's everybody needs to do that sometimes.
That's right.
So just so you know, when Rob is gone, he's on vacation. When Roger's gone, I'm working. Working another job.
There you go.
Just kidding. All right. Mornings in Meridian. Glad you're out there. And we're going to get to you, caller. Well, let's just go to the phones right this second. Good morning, caller. Welcome to our show.
As Meatloaf said when the pressure was on, he swore I'd love her till the end of time. Now I'm praying for the end of time.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Welcome back, Mr. Chuck.
I just want to know, I'm reading some stuff here on your nude bike ride you had brought up earlier.
Oh, boy.
You went looking for that, did you?
Well, they've attracted some celebrities now, so it's going to be a really big event. It seems that Lizzo's going to ride.
Oh,
have mercy.
Try to get that image out of your mind for the rest of the day. Bye.
Now, I happened to be in Wisconsin last week, but it was not to set up this event. It had nothing.
I was going to say
it.
You need to get your facts straight on that.
nothing to do with that event at all. However,
I just go back to the bicycle seat.
Oh, isn't that the truth? I mean, that's bad enough when you have padding. Mornings in Meridian. So glad you're out there, folks. When it comes to, I guess in some regards, it might be good to have bucket seats in the console in the vehicle. But when it comes to a vehicle, there's one thing you want to know about when you're buying a Toyota. There's no deal like a Doc's deal.
Oh, absolutely. Folks, it's a short drive up to Philadelphia there on Highway 16 West, and great service department there at Doc's as well. You know, they've got all the new Camrys, Tacomas, 4Runners, Tundras. They got a good pre-owned selection there as well, from affordable beginner cars all the way to the top of the line luxury. And here's another thing, too. You can shop online. Convenience right there on your desktop. DocsToyota.com for that new and used inventory. And as we mentioned, the service department, good folks there inside the service department, and they're even open on Saturdays until noon. So if you need to get that vehicle serviced on a weekend, they can take care of you there at Doc's. So go by and see them there on Highway 16 West in Philadelphia. They're open for you with all those great vehicles, or call them on the phone, 601-600-3786. That's 601-600-3786, or online, DocsToyota.com. As we said, there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
Like a Doc's deal.
Doc's Toyota.
All right, let's take a phone call real quick. Good morning, caller. Welcome to our show.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey. Yes, sir. Tell me what's going on.
Man, I just love it when old Has calls and remembers back in my old days in the 60s.
Well, he took you back, did we?
He sure did. I had an 60 Chevrolet convertible, white, with teardrop spotlights, lake pipes.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And we had a 3-speed on the tree.
3 on the tree, and you had a bench seat in the front, didn't you?
I got me a shifter kit, put it on the floor.
Okay.
And I bent that handle where it would come down on the seat.
Oh, wow.
And get that beautiful gal in there with me.
Oh, look at you.
When I put her down in high, I was in their vicinity.
I love it.
Let's see. First, and then second's up, and then third, and then after you put in third, you just put your hand on her knee there. Okay, gotcha.
That's right.
I got you.
Heart blew up.
I'll tell you what. Maybe it was women who designed the new automobiles. Maybe they designed the Mustang with the bucket seats.
Yeah, I know that was a disgrace. When all that stuff happened. If everybody could live the 60s, well, they say the 50s, but it was really the 60s again.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, good memories. They're good memories. No kid about it. But
they were, and I had a ball the whole 40 years I lived it.
I guess a good poll to take would be, how many couples that are married now would, if you had a bench seat, would your spouse ride next to you?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
That'd be a good survey to take.
That was a good thing. Every time she get in the car, she get close to you, she could.
That's great.
When that's back in those days when Daddy would give me $3 for my date that night. We'd go put $1 worth of gas in it, which was 3.5 gallons.
Yeah.
Go to the spot of Frank's, get a cheeseburger and a Coke.
Look at that.
And go to drive-in.
And do the movie thing. Great Americana memories right there.
Oh, yeah, man. Couldn't be no better.
Well, appreciate you bringing this memory.
We didn't have all this rioting and shooting and stuff like that back then.
Nope, we didn't.
We
Good
shoot
times.
squirrels and fish on the river.
All right, sir. Well, listen, we're out of time, but thank you for the call.
Yes, thank y'all. Bye bye.
I appreciate you.
3 on the tree. You ever drive a vehicle like that, Rob?
No.
Gotta get one. I want you to see what that's like.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Pretty cool stuff. But good news, if Toyota comes up with their fake transmission, you'll be able to,
right.
in your electric car,
right.
pretend like you're shifting.
Oh man.
Well, that's it. What's on for tomorrow? We have a guest tomorrow.
Sheriff Billy Solly, Lauderdale County Sheriff, will be in the studio tomorrow, and it's Biscuit Tuesday.
He's gonna bring us breakfast.
Breakfast from the sheriff.
I love it. Well, in that case, folks, that's it for today. You folks have a great day. Stay tuned for more of Great Talk Radio up ahead. And Rob and I'll see you tomorrow.
Absolutely, folks. Have a good day and stay safe.
God bless, and please shop local when you can.